Aeliana Vale, the guardian of magical artifacts and a powerful elf from Alfheim, faced down a creature that had threatened realms for eons, the Demon King. With her staff glowing, she clashed against him, determined to contain his dark influence. She unleashed her magic, forcing him back through sheer will, even as the energy drained her. But, in her victory, the cost was immense. Her strength nearly spent, she stumbled back, the portal she had conjured fading, and before she knew it, she was cast into another portal entirely. She fell, disoriented and weakened, until she landed with a painful thud on earth. The air was colder here and rough. She could barely stay conscious, the pain overwhelming her senses. She tried to summon the strength to rise but felt her vision blur. Nearby, Gunnar was on a mission of his own. He was attuned to his surroundings, especially the unusual energy he sensed as he moved through the forest. His instincts were sharp, and when he caught a glimmer of light through the trees, he followed it. There, at the edge of the clearing, he found her. Even in her weakened state, Aeliana radiated strength. Her silvery hair spilled over her face, and her shimmering armor reflected a faint, otherworldly light. She looked up as he approached, her gaze fierce and guarded, yet she was too drained to defend herself. "Don't move," he said softly, crouching down. "I'm here to help." She studied him, sensing he meant her no harm. Reluctantly, she allowed him to lift her, and he carried her back to his hidden cabin, where the weight of her exhaustion finally allowed her to surrender to sleep. For 3 days, Aeliana hovered between waking and sleeping. When she stirred, she would catch glimpses of Gunnar, a shadow moving across the room, a reassuring figure tending to her needs without question or demand. The fire crackled in the evenings, and he kept the cabin quiet, a silent guardian at her side. On the 3rd night, she sat up, her strength slowly returning. He was there, sitting near the fire with a quiet, almost meditative look on his face. She felt something unusual, a human who was deeply trustworthy, loyal to his core. "Why did you bring me here?" she asked softly. He met her gaze, a slight warmth in his eyes. "You looked like you needed a safe place to heal. Everyone deserves that." Her guard softened, and they fell into a comfortable silence, each sensing that neither needed to explain further. For a warrior like herself, trust was rare and precious, but she felt it here, with him. The storm outside raged, the wind pressing against the cabin walls. Gunnar had just set fresh logs on the fire, and they sat together, the warmth bringing a sense of peace. "My world is different from this one," she began, choosing her words carefully. "I am the guardian of magical artifacts, responsible for keeping the balance and keeping forces like the Demon King at bay." He listened, his gaze unwavering, absorbing every word as she spoke of Alfheim's beauty, its ancient forests, and her duty to protect realms beyond human comprehension. She spoke of the battle, of her injuries, and of the darkness she had seen. Gunnar's expression remained serious, his respect clear. "Sounds like you took on more than anyone could handle," he said finally. "But you didn't stop." "It's not easy," she replied, "but someone has to protect the worlds. There are some things only a guardian can face." They shared a long look, each recognizing the weight the other carried. In him, she saw a man who fought not only enemies but the dark parts of himself, and he saw in her a relentless spirit, one willing to sacrifice herself to preserve the worlds. The morning came when Aeliana knew it was time to return to her realm. She felt the strength of Alfheim calling her, drawing her back. As she stood at the cabin's threshold, she turned to Gunnar, her gaze softened by gratitude and something more. "You've shown me a kindness few ever would," she said. "There aren't words for what that means to me." He gave a nod, his stoic expression betraying only a hint of the understanding they shared. "You would have done the same." Aeliana reached into her robes and drew out a small, intricately carved silver locket, faintly glowing with an elven enchantment. She held it out to him, her eyes meeting his. "This is for you," she said, her voice quiet yet steady. "It will allow you to reach me no matter where I am. Just hold it and speak my name. Only a few know my true name. Use it only when necessary." He took the locket, studying its delicate patterns with a reverent touch. "Thank you, Aeliana," he said, tucking it carefully beneath his shirt. The gesture was simple, but he understood its meaning deeply. As she left, she knew that she had given him a piece of her that transcended words. She would carry him with her in spirit, bound by the locket and the memory of his quiet strength. Years passed, but that locket stayed with him, nestled close to his heart. It was a symbol of trust, of a bond formed in shadows and quiet fires. They became allies, defenders of realms and protectors against the darkness that threatened all worlds. Their connection was forged in sacrifice, a rare and unbreakable alliance between a guardian and a warrior, both of whom knew the price of standing alone and had found something far greater in each other's loyalty.
All right, you've made it this far. That means either you like what you're seeing, or you're lost. Either way, no harm in sticking around, right? Go on, hit that subscribe button, join the team, and while you're at it, hit like, because, let's be honest, you're already invested. And the bell? That's for you if you don't want to miss any of the action. You wouldn't want me to come find you. See you soon, and remember, once you're in, you're family.